I'm Israel. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Kabbalah said, apostles, elders, the great millstone rule well. Peace, salutations, and blessings to the elect, pushing the word across the four corners of earth. Which can like to do so. And just to show you just more evidence, because that's all we're going to do. We're just going to keep stacking the evidence, keep giving the witness. Like the Lord said for Judah and Ephraim, He said, "You are my two witnesses." Right? We're a witness for everything that this devil is. And let us continue to cry out and continue to witness, until we can no more. And you go in Esau's courtroom, that's what they do. They try to get as much evidence, they try to get as many witness accounts as much as they can. They try to throw the kitchen sink at you. Give you the maximum amount of time, make sure the minimum is high. No chance for parole, And see, that's what ultimately what the Lord is going to do with you Edomites. Because they try to cherry pick that scripture where it talks about that we should that the saints have a two-edged sword in their hands. Then it talks about basically taking down their nation. All right, to dash the little ones on the stones. Yeah, old school warfare was brutal and merciless. See, now Esau got all these rules, and they came up with all this biological shit and all this. Well, we have a nuclear council, and then they determine if this country can have nuclear warfare, and then we're going to send scientists to review it. But then under this act, then those scientists can't go, and then all of this stupid shit, which is all going to lead to the sword falling back on you anyway. All right, yeah, the accuser of brethren, and you're ultimately the one who is guilty. But I wanted to show this video because this is what these other nations do, especially Edomites. They do this behind the scenes all the time. I've actually watched them. The things that they try to hold you guilty for is the things that they're actually doing. Check it out. And this chick is a widow of a fallen Israeli soldier.
איש גדול שעושה דברים גדולים, לא פחדת מכלום. היית כל כך מאושר במשימה שלך. האמנת בה, וכל הזמן הזה ניסית לשכנע אותי להאמין גם. כל יום שהיית...
When you come back from Gaza to sleep next to me, you tell me how many houses you demolished today. And yeah, that's the ultimate insult when the women of another nation are talking shit to you. So we've had to endure that. It talks about that our enemies saw us and hissed, all that passed by. These people are coming here from their little dirty, backwards ass country. They talking shit, they women talking shit. Hey, but be strong, Akim. Our time is coming. You see these little nasty ass Somalians. And see, now Esau is turning on all you nations. Y'all want to try to call on us. And the scriptures puts it in plain view who our real friends and who our real enemies are. We don't have any friends of these other nations. All right. Matter of fact, you want to be specific. Shit, you have enemies of your own nation, which you deal with differently than enemies of the other nations, of course. But you have enemies, these other nations, they're not your friends. They can come serve, they can come be a tributary if they really wanted to, but they're not.
חוזר מאז הראשון איתי, היית מספר לי כמה בתים הרסת היום, ושאתם מתקדמים מאוד במשימה לסיים את המלחמה הזאת. הייתי מוכן למות כדי שהמלחמה הזאת תסתיים כבר. אני אומרת לכם,
Anyway, talking about they wanted to end the war, not trying to end this war. She don't know what the Greater Israel Project is. It's a Greater Israel Expansion Project. They want to expand. But we believe, fuck Gaza. We believe this whole thing is ours. This is all ours. We deserve all of this. All right, Psalms 2:1. Why did the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast their cords from us. All right, that's them, man. They all laugh, talk shit. You know, we keep trying to bring up history and shit. They a lot of these nations, they know our history. They've studied us. They got them on YouTube. Koreans react to, and then they're sitting there just watching pieces of so-called black culture, black history. Right? Because what do? They emulate. Recently, you had them to do a HBCU marching band. They sat there and just emulated. You go to all these other countries, they have little stores and stuff so they could try to cosplay as Jake. And see, none of that plan is going to work. The Greater Israel Project is not going to work. All right, the operation, the Samson, the Samson Accords, where you like, shit, if I can't have it, nobody can. I'm blowing everything up. That's not going to work. It's all going to be flatline. All right, let's go to Zechariah 14. And this is after destruction. And 9. It says, and the Lord shall be king over all the earth. And in that day shall there be one Lord, and his name one. Exactly. And everybody's going to know it's one power, and they're going to worship. We're gonna make that. Matter of fact, it's gonna go into that. All the land shall be turned as a plain from Geba to Ramam, south of Jerusalem, and it shall be lifted up and inhabited in her place, from Benjamin's gate unto the place of the first gate, unto the corner gate, and from the tower of Hananeel unto the king's wine presses. And men shall dwell in it, and there shall be no more utter destruction, but Jerusalem shall be safely inhabited. So after the initial destruction, it's going to be safely inhabited. It says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. And we know what that plague is. That's that nuclear destruction. All right, she's talking about he died so they could end this war. No, he died because he's part of the sons of the wicked, and his judgment was to be destroyed. That's why he died. All right, and that's going to be the fate of a lot more of you. And you jump down to verse 16. It tells you, and it shall come to pass that every one that is left of all the nations which come against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. Exactly, to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. So they're going to be forced to worship. They're going to be forced. They're going to be tributaries for 1,000 years. And it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. And if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, there shall be the plague. So they really get stupid. They're going to receive a plague, wherewith the Lord will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the Feast of the Tabernacles. Exactly. That's not something they implement now. You could be in that land. You could be a Muslim. You could be a Zionist. And then they have differences in Judaism. And they have those who don't agree with Judaism. But they're still in that land anyway with their own people, because their own people allow them to be there. It's a lot of bullshit, because Esau allows whoredoms. They allow false doctrines to seep in everywhere they're in rulership. And this is all amazing, like I was saying, that they will become an accuser of brethren, try to mark our words, mark our steps, because the stuff that you guys complain about is the stuff that you guys actually did and are still actively doing to this day and celebrating. And those people in the land of Israel, they'll just tell you to your face. They don't give a fuck. And everything they're doing is being recorded anyway. All right, but just more proof, more evidence against the wicked. Shalom to the elect.